Hi folks, it's Ivo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and you may know I'm here with Antonio. He's the author of our Boatless Angler series on our Thundermist Fishing Tips website, and we're just getting ready to go trout fishing.
Yeah.
And we're going to tie some roe bags here, and Antonio's going to tell us or show us his technique on how he ties his roe bags.
Sure.
And I see you've got some trout eggs here, Antonio.
Yeah, it's brown trout roe. We caught this, I just took it out of the freezer and thawed it, but you don't need to use brown trout roe. You can use rainbow or salmon or...
Salmon eggs?
Yeah, salmon eggs, anything you want.
How about artificial eggs?
Yeah, they work too. I'd rather not, but they work.
Okay. And I see you got some mesh, some different colored mesh there.
Yeah, I mean there's a variety of colors you can get. Today we've got some chartreuse and red. Chartreuse, normally we like to fish it in murkier water so you can see it a little bit better.
Okay.
And the red one's more natural. When you got clear water, clear conditions, that works really great.
Okay, and you got some styrofoam floats, I see.
Yeah, you need those. Those add a little bit of flash too, but it's also the main purpose is to float your roe bag, so it's when you're in current it doesn't get caught on the rocks and things like that. So
okay, yeah. and these mesh are already pre-cut?
Yeah, they're pre-cut. You can get the ones on a spool. You got that there too, but I like the pre-cut ones. It saves a little bit of time.
Okay, let's show us how it's done.
Okay, so what I like to do is I like to lay out my pre-cut roe mesh here.
Okay.
If I'm going to make 30 of them, let's say, I'll
right.
put all 30 out. Otherwise, you got to keep grabbing stuff. But
like an assembly line, Antonio.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
So all you do is if you want to make them big, you add more eggs. If you want to make them small, you put less.
All right.
So what you do is you just put it in the center.
All right.
Let's grab a bunch. Today we're fishing in clear water, so we're going to put a little bit smaller roe bags, and we're going to use the red ones.
Okay. And
so that's pretty much it.
All right.
And again, we're using smaller hooks today. So if you're going to use a bigger hook, you're going to want to put more of these floats in because you want to keep that off the bottom.
Okay.
But generally 3 to 5 floats work really well.
Okay.
And again, the floats come in a variety of colors.
Those are more natural. These
are more natural, and it's just got that little bit of fluorescence to it that, you know, it makes it a little bit easier to see.
Okay.
Once you got that, then all you need is your thread.
Now there's different kinds of threads available as well.
Yeah, I mean you could use sewing thread and there's one specific made. Some that you don't even need to tie, but
you just wrap them and they tie themselves more.
Pretty much, and you snip the end off.
Okay.
But I like to use regular thread. I get a little more control.
All right.
So once you got it in the center there, you just pick up a couple corners, right?
Okay.
I hope you can see that. Anyways, you pinch it between your fingers a couple times. And what I like to do is I just like to twist it once or twice, and it keeps the row in one section there.
Okay.
So you take your thread, you tag out your thread, put it around, wrap it 3, 4, 5 times.
And then tie it.
And tie one. I like to do just a basic knot like you're going to start tying your shoe. You can leave it once, but I like to make it a little more solid and do it again.
Excellent.
And then all you do is you snip it. If you snip it too close, it might come apart on you, so you want to make sure you don't cut the threads that you've wrapped around. So you cut a little bit higher on there. Right into a glass jar.
There you go.
And you're all set.
One roe bag ready to go.
That's it.
All right, that's great, Antonio. And I guess there are devices you could use as well. Like this one here. I've got a little device here, that little setup that you could use to tie your roe bags. And maybe what I'll do is I'll tie one real quickly here and show this system. It's got a little holding device, and quite simply, here's the mesh. Instead of the pre-cut squares, it comes in a roll, and you just put the eggs in the mesh in this little triangular shaped holding device, and then we're going to take a few of these like you did, Antonio. I'll do the same thing. I'll put a few of those in there, and then quite simply just tuck it down, shut the arm like so, and then the thread is here waiting, and what I do is just come around. I don't wrap it like you do, Antonio. I make a single knot, if I can here. Make a single knot, and then the second time I make a single knot, like a single overhand knot, but I like to go through twice with my thread, and that helps make a tighter knot and secures things. So then once it's done like that, same sort of system, you just cut it off as you did, Antonio. Snip it off, and there's your roe bag, just like that. And that'll go right in the jar next to the one you made. So it's not a difficult thing to do. And we're using natural roe here today. But as you said, Antonio, we could also buy artificial roes in that if you wanted to. But this is ideal, and we're kind of excited. We want to get out on the water. It's last week there was a nice spring thaw. It was beautiful summer weather.
And then cold, right? It got cold.
And now it's bitter cold, and we're deciding to go fishing.
That's the way it goes.
Oh, wow. Hopefully we'll get into some. So stay tuned. We're going to head out to the water.